Everyone. I've been watching the Charlie Kirk Memorial all afternoon. Tulsi Gabbard's coming out, and I wanted to jump in before the president and the vice president and Charlie Kirk's wife come out. I got to tell you, this is, I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's a lot of things, right? It's a memorial. It's a funeral, but it's a religious revival. But it's also like an American revival, right? Like a revival of the United States. And I was just talking to my wife Kathy, and I was talking to you guys about this earlier and this morning. The liberals, the left, the never-Trumpers, the Democrats, the media, they have no understanding of what's going on here. And the Turning Point movement, as big and as effective as it was when Charlie was alive, is, I mean, this is just a number, but I don't think this is an exaggeration. However influential Turning Point USA was the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, it's 5,000 times more powerful today, maybe even more. I mean, it's this what I was explaining to people, there's certain moments when things happen that change everything, and there's not that many of them. There's these moments in history, and this is next to 9/11, and 9/11 was a big thing, but in my lifetime, this is, for a single person, this is probably the most historical thing that's happened in this country with a single individual in my lifetime.
This is like when Martin Luther King died.
It's like, yeah, that's what I say. Martin Luther King,
I would equate it to that.
And you got to factor in. I know people say, well, President Kennedy. Well, he was president of the United States. Charlie Kirk wasn't president of the United States. But what I mean is, like, there's a new movement, right? The MAGA movement started over 10 years ago, the moment Trump came down the escalator, right? Is that the official beginning of the MAGA movement? I would say so. And there's been these moments, everything they did to Trump, then the 4 years in between with the lawfare and the shooting Trump and everything else, and then Trump's back. And this is, I don't like to use that this is America's turning point phrase that so many conservatives are using, but this is a major, major turning point in that, when Trump got shot in Butler, millions of people got red-pilled right away, and they're like, they really are after this guy. They really are. Look, they just shot him. And now that after they've killed Charlie Kirk, millions and millions more are saying, my goodness, this is crazy. And people are sick and tired of their crap. See, and this is, this seems so trivial, but with Jimmy Kimmel, right? I'm listening to these monsters. I played a clip of Bryan Cranston on CNN talking about Kimmel and this crap, and you see these Dana Bashes and these others. They believe that a lowly rated, mediocre talent who's not even a comedian, missing a couple nights of his late night talk show, is a bigger threat to American freedom than Charlie Kirk and being assassinated and President Trump being shot on the campaign trail in Butler. They really do believe that. And they see the left thought that the MAGA movement and the Republican Party were done. They thought when Trump left office, that was it. And what their plan was, if they had gotten another term, if Kamala would have won, or if Biden would have had a second term, I told you guys this. Their plan was to declare the MAGA movement to be a domestic terrorist group, at the very least a hate group, and outlaw it. They were going to outlaw the MAGA movement. And if President Trump had not won re-election, that judge in New York would have sent him to prison. He'd be in prison right now. That they would have done that. And that's what their plan was. And they've completely lost power. And I still stand by what I said the moments after Charlie Kirk was shot. There's a larger plot that was involved in this assassination. And this idiot weirdo with his transgender boyfriend assassin may not even know that he is part of a larger plot. You know, they can easily recruit dorks like this in these Discord servers. This was an attempt by the anti-Trump forces to stop the MAGA movement, because Charlie Kirk was I don't care what anybody says, no one outside of Trump's inner circle knew how involved Charlie Kirk was. I see a lot of people saying, oh, yes, I knew. You didn't know jack, okay? You're just trying to sound like you're in the know. And this is a midterm election strategy, but it's mainly the next presidential election. See, what these anti-Trump and depending on who comes up after Tulsi, I'll end this. Depending on who comes up, Tulsi Gabbard's up now. I'll see who comes up next. If it's Erica Kirk, JD, or the president, I'll end instantly. If it's Pete Hegseth, I'll take a little longer. But we still have Bobby Kennedy too coming. This is what I'm not agreeing with this. I'm telling you what the assassin conspiracy behind Charlie Kirk. This is what they tell themselves. Okay, this is what they told themselves. Trump is going to be over 80 years old. Without Charlie Kirk running this organization, the next presidential election, the second MAGA president's not going to be able to win without Charlie Kirk. That's what they told themselves. Trump's going to be over 80 during the next election. He'll retire. This is what they tell themselves. And they need Charlie Kirk, or they won't get or they won't get elected. So they took out Charlie Kirk. That's it. It's an election strategy. You know, if you look at everything they've done to Trump, the lawfare, all this crap, it's all been to try to destroy the movement. They thought that when they arrested him and got the mug shots and all that crap, that we would abandon him. And when they saw that it only made him more popular, they tried to kill him, and they shot him in the head. But they had the PowerPoint on the other side of the stage, and he lived. And the movement's bigger than it's ever been. And this is an act of complete desperation, killing Charlie Kirk. And it's backfired on them. And these monsters that I'm watching on television, they don't even see it. They are sick. All right, Marco Rubio's out now. Yeah, Marco Rubio very well could be the running mate for JD. You know, it's possible. JD Vance has been doing very well. Very well. If you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. No, we've never seen anything like this in any of our. There's no one alive, unless you're really, really super old, who has experienced a major point. Yeah, I'll put it on. Hold on. I'm not sure how to do it on this remote. Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, I'm going to take off because we've got Marco now. We still have Bobby Kennedy, Pete Hegseth, Erica Kirk, J.D. Vance, and, of course, the president. So I want to continue to watch it. But, again, make sure you subscribe if you're new. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you next time.